Well, a lot of positive things. You know, I thought we did some good things in all three phases. I thought the guys played well, offensively, defensively, special teams. We gave ourselves an opportunity to win. For the most part, I like what we did up front. I thought our front seven really got after them. We put our secondary in a little bit of a tough spot. You know, we asked them to cover. I think they did a nice job. They gave us a chance to win the football game.
You guys kept talking about when the interceptions would come, getting as bunches. How big was the play? I think it looked like Captain hit Jameis on the first pitch.
Yes, it was. You know, again, we're bringing pressure on that. Good pass rush, and then guys just playing with vision, and that's the biggest thing is you've got to play with vision. And I thought Mike, you know, was in good position to make the play. You know, and again, just as we go through it and we look at the things that you look to create opportunities, you know, playing with vision helps you. And in that particular instance, it was zone pressure, and we had a guy with vision on the ball.
You played Captain more today in the traditional Nichols.
Yes.
That you like that look against?
Well, against a specific type of matchup, we had to. And again, Captain played the role very well. In fact, I know Captain's mad at himself. He had an opportunity to make a play on a ball thrown on a 7 route, and he just missed it. So, but it's good to see guys, you know, out there making plays when they get opportunities.
Obviously, the big plays stand out a lot with Luke Kuechly and Kurt Coleman, but what are some of the little things that they do when having them back there?
Well, again, I think the communication is probably the biggest aspect of it all. You know, and that's probably the one thing that, you know, you miss when you have guys that have been in the system. Luke's been in the system 6 years. Kurt's been in the system going on 3 now. You know, and those guys communicate and help to get other guys lined up, and that's a big part of having guys like that back on the field. Well, again, it's all about communicating, and when you have a guy that can make sure that the communications are across the board, it really does help. And taking nothing away from the young guys or the new guys that are getting the chance, it's just, you know, learning what we do and getting a feel for it really helps. And again, you know, Luke's been in it, and Kurt's been in it, and having them both out there really showed today.
Kind of showed too that they were antsy to get back. They led the team in tackles. I'm sure that was enjoyable for you to see.
It was very good to watch. You know, those guys get out there and make plays, and you know, you do miss players like that, guys that make plays. And not just, you know, making the tackles themselves, but putting other people in position to make plays.
How do you think your offense and Cam played?
Well, I think we had our moments. You know, we had a couple opportunities, and we missed a couple things. You know, we had one stretch in the first half that was really disappointing. We had 3 penalties that negated big plays. You know, we had a couple holdings. We had an OPI that they called. And that's unfortunate because we were moving the ball in all 3 instances, and that's one of the things that we can't, you know, self-inflict. And we just got to be smart about that.
Ron, were you satisfied with the protection Cam got?
Yes, very much so. And, you know, one thing that he did too is he was very active back there. You know, and I think it's a reflection of the kind of week we had. We had a good week of practice as a football team. I was very pleased with their attitude and the way they came back out and prepared on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And you guys don't get to hear this, but, you know, Pep broke him down afterwards, and that's exactly what he said. It all started with the way we practiced. And I think that's huge that, you know, that a guy like him steps up and says something about it to the guys. And I think they get just the importance and significance of having a good week.
Did he get a game ball?
Yes.
For passing Chris?
Yes, he did. And it was, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, unfortunately that, you know, I've only been around him for this season, but, you know, he's the type of guy that makes an impact every time he's on the field. And you know, hitting a milestone like that he deserves. Yes. Well, again, he's a guy that I think a lot of guys look up to, and they look forward to having a guy like him around. And when he's out there, I think guys really, you know, there's something that they feel about him.
Ron, but the first scoring drive using three different running backs, 4 different receivers, what does that do to keep the defense on its heels?
Well, again, each guy brought something different to what we do, and also part of it was we took a little bit of the pressure off of Christian. I think that really helped Mike with his rhythm. I thought there were some really good play calls that went on. You know, we missed a couple of blocks that just, you know, when it breaks down, it doesn't look good. But there were some things that were really good in terms of using that many different types of guys, you know, and it was good to see them get their opportunities. I thought Cameron Artis-Payne, for the opportunities he got, really stepped to the plate. That was fun to watch. And then, again, we saw Jonathan's, you know, strength and ability, especially down the stretch when we needed some big runs, and that's what Jonathan does for us. His work ethic. I mean, first of all, he had a tremendous training camp, and really with him, it's just looking for opportunities. And one of the things we talked about was taking a little bit off of Christian, and the obvious choice was Cameron. We talked about that on Friday, and again.
You also put Christian, you didn't use him as a punt returner.
No. Well, it's funny because we made the trade, with Kalen Clay to get Kevon Seymour. And then when he became available, we know they wanted to try and put him on practice squad, but when he became available, we jumped him. We just think this is a guy that, can add on. And you saw that he was explosive with his punt returns, made some really good decisions. Their punter did a nice job. He had a couple of balls bounced perfectly for him, but I thought Kalen did some things and brought some energy and took a lot of pressure off of Christian, and we saw that.
What do you think as a team overall, now you're 5-3 at the midpoint, how do you assess what you did so far?
Well, I think it's good enough, but, there's a problem about being good enough because sometimes good enough is not good enough. And I think we can be better. I think, taking victory like this to heart is a reflection of the way we came out on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday and prepared. I think it's a reflection of the attitude and effort the guys gave today, and I thought that was, that was huge. Now we got a big one coming up. We got Atlanta on Sunday at home. It's an opportunity for us to take another step, but we got to go out and take care of our business first, and that's with the way we prepare Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Ron, what did you see on those 4 long passes that fell incomplete?
Well, you talking about for them or for us?
I guess either way.
Well, for us, first of all, it was exciting to see. I mean, we tried to stretch the field, and Cam overthrew him. But again, we've got some guys that can stretch the field, and we've got to take those shots. As far as us, defensively, twice we let them get behind us, and twice we were fortunate it didn't cost us. But again, we got to keep the ball in front of us and can't give up opportunities. I think the way the defense has been playing, especially the last few games, has been tremendous. Those guys have done a great job setting the tone and tempo for this football team. And I think our offense is feeding off of the energy of our defense right now. And I think that's huge. And I think, again, we as a football team got to build off this.
It wasn't necessarily a shot, but Cam sticks with it and makes the pass to Calvin in the end zone.
Yes.
How good was that to see?
Well, it's very good to see, and I think that's that's one of those things that when you look at opportunities and you see the right type of matchup, especially down near the red zone, that's a shot you should take. And Cam felt it, and Kelvin just put himself in position to go high and get the ball.
Ron, you've been talking a lot recently about James Bradbury's high-level play. Had a lot of matchups compared to one of the better receivers. How did you think he fared overall?
I thought he did a nice job. I really do. I think he stepped up to the challenge, and he did some things. And as I said earlier, we put our DBs in a tough spot a couple of times. We put them out there on islands, and I thought they responded. Again, Coach Wilkes was very aggressive, which is fine. But to watch these young guys, out there constantly being challenged, I've said though a couple of times, well, they didn't get behind us. We got to be smart about that. But these young guys are accepting the challenge.
Did Trey aggravate that game?
I think so. In fact, I didn't think about it. You just said it, but yeah, he tried to go back out there and he just didn't feel it. So they, so he came out. So they'll take a look at it right now, and we'll see.
We don't often talk about punters, but it seems like Alex Pilardi did a great job flipping the field today.
Yes, he did, and I'll say this: both punters punted very well, but it was great. I thought Mike, he didn't let the wind bother him. I thought he focused in on what his job was and did a really nice job controlling his punts. And I know in the third quarter he flipped the field big time one time for us. That was excellent.
Ron, you touched on this a little bit, which is Scott's question, but you've lost a couple in a row, and to be a playoff team, I think you really got to stay out of
Yes.
a long skid. How nice
Well,
that, as you said, they prepare well.
that's huge, Joe, because again, to staying out of that skid puts us in a good position right now. That we've got a division foe coming up, a team that we know well, a team that knows us well. So it'll be a very good game. But again, it's something that we got to focus in on, take advantage. I mean, again, they're coming in, and who knows? I think this will be a good matchup.
Being a switch seems to a lot of yards this year, you held him about 200. What was the key to kind of holding him in check all day?
Well, I think part of it was our pass rush. I thought our guys did a nice job getting upfield and getting after him. I thought some of the things that was game planned against them. I thought our guys handled it very nicely. And made some plays, and that's a big part of it. But again, I think some of the things that we did in terms of pressuring the quarterback really helped. All righty, thank you guys.